Bonjour. So the message I was getting is that someone new has just come into your life, and because of that it's making you question everything about whether this new person is your person, or if they're a test, a lesson, a soulmate that maybe does that mean this soulmate is replacing my twin flame because my twin flame's not coming back? All these different things. So if you haven't had someone new come into your life recently, then this isn't for you. And the other thing is this card flipped off my messages deck, which is, do you still think about me? Do you still want me? Do you still love me? I need to know if I should move on. I'm hurting. That sounds like the collective that I'm speaking to. Someone new has come into your life, and it's very new, but it's making you question everything about the person you thought was your person or think is your person, and you're torn between giving it a go with this new person versus still holding on to hope for the past person. Now, even without cards, I can say you shouldn't wait for anyone, but at the same time, you can't force yourself to be over something before you're ready. That goes for anything, whether it's love or a fight with a friend or family or grief. You can try and tell yourself to be over it, but until your body's really ready to let it go, you can't really force it. You can pretend, but you can't force it. So ultimately, if part of you still holds on to this person, then there is a part of you that isn't ready to let it go yet. Because when you truly let it go, you really just don't care anymore. Like, you're just indifferent. So I feel like this collective is just torn at the moment. So anyway, let's get into it. Let's get more about this situation, please. Two-faced, someone is friendly yet deceitful. So that actually could be this new person that's entered your life, but let's keep going. I actually heard giving mixed signals, so like flirting 1 minute and then the next minute retracting it, like they go full pelt in the flirting and then freak themselves out from it. Overthinking. Thoughts and emotions are tangled up, leading to overthinking. Overthinking because you're wondering if this new person has entered your life because the other person that you've been holding on to isn't supposed to be in your life, and that's freaking you out and you're overthinking it. Public exposure. Private matters could be exposed. So there could be something around social media or something that you feel sorry, I just hesitated because something in me just said this is the person that you're connected to, not the new person. It's almost as if the two-faced, see how they're wearing a mask and they're looking in the mirror? It's almost as if you're picking up that energy that they're sensing you've moved on or let them go. But they're not showing their feelings towards you at all. This could be the new person too, though. They might have come on full on in the beginning and then reined it right back. So then it's left you confused. You don't know whether they're actually interested or not. And it's creating you to overthink. But it's the public exposure that I feel like it's either this new person or the person you're still holding on to that has been exposed in some way. And it's making them think of you heavily, but they're not showing that right now. They're hiding that right now. So you would have no idea that the person you're holding on to is heavily in your energy right now. This could also be them spying. The cold shoulder under two-faced. So someone is deliberately distancing themselves, hiding dissatisfaction. So again, that could still be this new person that's come in, been full on, and then really pulled back. But also it could be your past person. It could be both of them, to be honest. One of them is the new person in your life that's suddenly being cold, and then it could also be the person that's connected to you that you're still holding on to, that watches you and is overthinking how to approach, but isn't showing that yet. You don't know that they're thinking this or feeling this. Overthinking. Jealousy issues. Okay, jealousy may be affecting your relationship, so it could actually be, I'm still getting both sides, as in the new person might be pulling back because they're hesitant over the fact that you tend to get a lot of attention just naturally, and that makes them not want to pursue you because they don't want to compete, even though it's just a natural thing. It's not like you ask for the attention. With the person that you're still holding on to is seeing you get a lot of attention, and their overthinking mind is telling them that you've got all these options and that they'd have to compete. So that's what keeps them hiding, because they feel like they could potentially get rejected, because from what they can see, you're getting loads of attention. So they're assuming they have competition, which in reality, they may very well, if you've got a new person coming in. But I will say, if I'm getting that energy, if this person was very full on and then pulled back, you don't really want that kind of person in your life either, because it just means that they're not ready to step up to the plate. Public exposure. Pretending to be fine. That, for me, feels like it's the person you're still holding on to, not the new person. This feels like this is someone that you felt deceived by, maybe even used by. Maybe you felt like they made a lot of false promises, strung you along, and then suddenly detached very coldly and left you feeling abandoned, and gave you the silent treatment. And it's caused you to go through a lot of emotions because of that feeling of abandonment, because of them being able to detach so coldly and leaving you feeling like maybe there was other parties that affected this connection. This also feels like this person was publicly exposed in some way, and on the surface they act like nothing affects them, that they're fine, that it isn't a big deal, but and trying to act tough on the outside, but in fact they feel quite vulnerable because of it. And if they're seeing you doing well or appearing to do well, and that you might look like you're getting a lot of attention, that is stirring up jealousy in them and hurting their pride, but also making them feel like they aren't enough to come forward because you might have better options. But karmic lesson. There are karmic lessons in relationships that need to be learned. So this person, I think there was karmic lessons in your connection with this person, but also they've had to learn karmic lessons for how they've treated you since this ended. Especially if every time you two were in conflict, they went and badmouthed you to their family, to their friends. And of course, their family and friends only want the best for them, so they would have told them to leave you. And that you're not the right person for them. I lost that whole part. I was talking away, didn't even realize that I hadn't hit record. But what I was saying is, whenever you two were in conflict and they went to family and friends, and they would tell their family and friends their version that would make their reactions to you justified. And these same people would be like, well, we want you to be happy, so if you're not happy with them, you need to leave. And that's what they would do, because they got the feedback that they wanted to get, because they were going to the people that were going to be on their side regardless. And that is, they're going to receive or have received karma for that in itself. But the next lot of cards, you got expecting, new beginning, burning evidence, and red lipstick stains. And what I was saying is, this person's created or dug a hole for themselves. It's like they're not learning their lesson that you can't keep going to other people for their opinions. This person's too impressionable. But at the same time, this spread is what you can't see. So you weren't expecting someone new to come in, so that's what's shocking you right now. But I don't think that you're expecting this past person to come back. It might be something you've been desiring for a long time, but your expectations of them coming back has really dwindled. But for burning evidence and red lipstick stains, it feels like whatever this public exposure was, they tried to get away with something and they were caught out, especially with this red lipstick stain. And also I'm seeing someone who starts fires and then runs away from it and takes no accountability and thinks that that's okay. And it's catching up to them. Expecting. And I think perhaps as well, a big lesson for this person is how much they care about outside opinions and what people think. And if they've dug themselves a hole as far as the way they spoke about you and the connection, then worrying about trying to come back towards you when everyone in their life has a bad opinion about you because they created that. Envy. So this person is watching you, but they're envious and you don't know this. They want a new beginning with you. But what they can see, it looks like you've moved on and you're fine and you're happy. And you got jealousy. This person is jealous because they think that they've got competition. And instead of stepping up to the plate, they hide and not show their true feelings because they lack confidence and self-worth. And instead of seeing that, they're not seeing the lesson here. If they truly believe you're their person and they want you back, then they need to work on themselves. And perhaps this is what they're being shown right now. And perhaps as well, they may have been shown their own behaviour through other people, and that's how they got exposed, because they were playing with fire and they got burned. I'm also seeing this as there was envy around your connection. You may or may not have been aware of this, but the relationship seems like this person made a lot of promises like marriage and starting a family, especially with this expecting card. There was people around you, probably their family and friends, and I'm seeing that card, there was gossip around your connection, that people were envious of your relationship. So that played into it too, especially if this person went to outsiders to say not the best things about you, and people used that to convince this person to leave you, when it was coming from a place of envy, as in these people were envious of your connection together. So the first chance they got to convince this person to leave you, they took it, even if it seemed to that person at the time like it was good advice or it was just looking out for their best interests. All right, burning evidence. I think this person's really sitting in the consequences of their actions right now and seeing that, especially if they're looking at you and you're doing well, they are sitting in regret because they're looking at all the shit that's happened to them since you and being like, maybe I was the problem and maybe I shouldn't have been talking about this person badly to others and leaving them in the cold. I hate nothing about you. So this person has tried to hate you. They have been mad at you, and probably, I'm seeing that card, not today, angry, not dealing, angry, avoiding a conversation, a call, a message, because they held on to that anger towards you. They blamed you for a long time over the end of this, even though they're the ones that sabotaged it. They're the ones that went and spoke to people about your connection and made you out to be the bad guy. Leaving out what they did to cause the conflict. So instead of these people, advising them like, okay, well, what did you do to upset them? Okay, so maybe you should try and make it up to them or try and resolve this instead of telling them to leave you. I'm seeing people just always being like, if you're already fighting, it's not going to work, just leave them. But they weren't telling this person or advising this person how to be a better partner or how to resolve conflict. It was always just leave, leave, leave. Anger management, so they know. And I think as well, for these red lipstick stains, that's about, there's evidence of it. So whatever this person tried to burn evidence of, there was evidence still remaining of their anger management problems. And if that is something you experienced in the connection with them, and they always reflected to people that they were there for you and they were such a good partner, and people thought that they were the big hero and you were the villain, something happened where they were exposed and their anger problems was exposed, and people saw what maybe you had to deal with behind closed doors, and they have been exposed for it, and there would be shame and embarrassment around that. Yeah, see, check yourself. So their pride and their ego, their fear and their jealousy all got the best of them, and they got too cocky, they flew too close to the sun, and they got burned. They probably thought they were so clever, and had everyone wrapped around their finger, and they got exposed because of their anger issues. So that's what's been happening behind the scenes that you don't know about. But this person, the whole time, as much as they've tried to blame you and be angry at you to stay away from you, the fact of the matter is there's nothing about you that they hate. They still have love for you. All right, so let's clarify what this past person is. I just heard, what is this past person on about? So let's go with that. What is the current situation, please? I don't know whether embrace the unknown or cloud of unknowing. Float on the clouds of the unknown, surrender to the mystery and embrace the sacred within. Or it could be venture into the mystery with an open heart, welcoming the lessons hidden in uncertainty. I think it's that one, because I feel as though this person is their vision's a bit clouded right now, probably a lot of self-pity, but the uncertainty of you clouds their judgment, but the universe is basically trying to show them that they need to see the lessons here. Everything that's happened to them since you that's negative has been their angels, their guides, trying to teach them a lesson so that they can grow and learn and be a better person. They're trying to get this person to see the lesson and embrace it so that they can grow up and learn to be a better person. Harbour of peace. Find serene refuge in the peaceful embrace of a gentle harbour, allowing tranquility to still your waters. So kind of going within, and maybe And maybe this person's been spending a lot of time by the water, just regrouping and kind of just sitting there and contemplating in the peace and quiet how their life has unfolded and how they are responsible for their own actions. Everything that's happened to them is a consequence of their own actions, but they're trying to find peace. It's like embracing the lesson and then making peace with the situation. Valley of shadows. So they're really needing to face their shadows right now. This is something that this person would have, like I said, starts fires and then runs away instead of fixing the issues. This person's shadows are very much about avoidance and I just heard spitefulness, but they're being forced to step into the shadows to face the sides of themselves that they have been running away from for far too long. It's like, no, you need to face up to the darkness within you and actually start healing those things. You can't pretend to be fine anymore because we're just going to keep teaching you more lessons and they will get harder and harder each time. And you can either keep feeling sorry for yourself or you can deal with the shadows that are there. Step into the enveloping valley of shadows. Here, fears are faced, and courage is forged in dimly lit paths. They're being forged right now. So facing the shadows and really instead of running from the fire, putting themselves in the fire so they can melt down and be forged into this better person that the universe is trying to get, because it's within them, but they've been running from the work that it takes to be the version of themselves that they want to be. Hope that makes sense. Tide of transition. So that's good because that means that the universe is they are going through a transition period right now. They are embracing the lessons and they realize that they can't see what the future is yet, but this is embrace the unknown, but embrace the tides of change. This person, I think, is going through a change. They are transitioning with openness, allowing the ebb and flow of life to guide your transformation into love and work. So this as well, not just fires in family life, in fires in friendship, fires in romance, in the workplace, someone that doesn't take criticism well in any area of their life, but say if they've had issues with work because they can't take feedback on very well, they can't take direction as they always have to be right, things like that. They need to go with the flow and be able to embrace these things. I think this is quite good. This to me says that this person is actually starting to accept that changes need to be made within. Flames of passion. See, walk into the fire. Let the flames of your passion light your way, but be mindful of fires. They may ignite you in your journey. So that's this person's anger. Their anger is and their spiteful, kind of vindictive side, which is their dark shadow side, starts fires, but they will start the fire and then run away from it instead of facing the fire and facing the consequences of their actions and showing remorse, apologizing, taking accountability. It's walking through the fire and forging yourself into someone with integrity and honor. Because someone with integrity and honor, it's not that they never make mistakes or fuck up. It's that they take accountability when it happens and they put the work in to make things right again, so that they know moving forward there's nothing left unsaid, nothing left, because especially the way that they've obviously left you in the cold, abandoned, and given you the silent treatment. Just cut and ran instead of dealing with the aftermath and the fallout of what they've done. That's what they're needing to go through now. You need to deal with your issues. Stop running from things all the time. Walk through the fire. Don't run from it. roots of stability. So by going through the shadow work, they can find stability. But this person, I think, is going to someone for advice, whether it's a therapist or a friend that they trust, a family member that they trust. But this says seek guidance with an open heart, ready to learn and grow from the wisdom offered by others. So this isn't the same as them going to family and friends and bad-mouthing you or telling the story in a way which justifies their bad behavior to leave you. But going to people on, like, I want to see this person again. I want to talk to them, and I know that I messed this up and I want to make things better, and getting advice from someone that they trust, that they know isn't going to speak ill of you because they haven't, you know. This is someone that's ready to take accountability and say, I messed this up, and the way I spoke about this person wasn't entirely true. I wasn't ready to own up to my mistakes and how I messed this up. So how should I approach this person? What should I do? And getting advice from someone that really is going to be accepting of them coming back towards you, not someone that is going to say, you shouldn't be going back to them. They're this, they're that. Because they want to put down roots with you. They want more stability in their life. They don't want to run and avoid anymore and create fires and run from them. They want to take accountability. I think this person knows that they want change. They're aware of it now. They're not completely just like ignorant to their bad behavior. They know, and they want to change it. Ground yourself in what nurtures your being, establishing a stable base from which love and career can bloom. They could be getting advice from someone at work, or just someone, or maybe someone they used to work with, someone that they were close to. But the ash, it's like the ash around them from the fires that they've started in their life they're trying to get this person to sweep it away and start fresh. But to start fresh, they need to take accountability for the ways that they've behaved and acted in the past. It's not about sweeping things under the rug. Part of that transformation and transitioning into a person of honor, a person of integrity, they need to deal with the fires they've created. Because then they know, mind, body and soul, that they have grown and matured and are becoming a better person. Okay. So what's blocking them from coming forward right now? What is blocking this person from coming towards the collective, please? Age issues. There could be an age gap, but I also feel like, especially because I keep talking about this person's maturity and needing to grow up, it's a mentality. Someone that maybe they hadn't had the same life lessons as you, not because they hadn't gone through tough times or trauma, but because their mentality towards situations like starting fires and running away, avoiding doing the shadow work, avoiding their bad behavior, that sort of thing. Their emotional immaturity did not match yours, and maybe even after a time of being around them so much, you started to behave like them because you were picking up their bad habits. Their emotional immaturity is something that is a block for them right now, because yes, they're going through the transition. I think they're embracing the need to change, but they're not fully there yet. Settling. Don't stay with someone who isn't right for you just because it's safe. I don't think it's that they think they would be settling with you. I think they're staying where they currently are because it's what they know. So even though they don't necessarily like the chaos and the drama, that's what they've always been around. It's a very hard thing to change, because even though you're not happy, it's like you're comfortable. So it's like they're settling for an uncomfortable life because that's all they've ever known, instead of branching out into the unknown to come towards you. But I think that's what they're working on right now, and their courage. It's like the universe is trying to say, don't settle for this mediocre life anymore. Yeah, see, too much work, so they don't want to put in the effort yet. They're not, that's what I mean, they're not fully there yet. You tell yourself it's too much work, but it's really an excuse not to get involved. So this is why they aren't approaching you. One, because of their lack of confidence and thinking that you have all these options. But two, because they know that it's going to take work and effort to not just change as a person. That takes time and dedicated effort. And they don't want to do that yet. They're just prolonging their happiness because they don't want to put in the hard, difficult work now to then benefit from it later. They're not seeing it properly. Yes, it's hard work, and some days you are going to want to give up, and you're just going to think, I don't want to do this anymore. But there's something to it. Walking through the fire, because it will transform you into the person that can have this happy, abundant life, but they're not facing it yet. That's why they're stuck, and that's why they're blocked. And that's also using it as an excuse not to come back towards you, because effort is required when it comes to you, especially with how they left things and how they spoke about you. Getting crumbs. So they might have given you some breadcrumbs or during this separation, sent you a stray message randomly or an emoji here or something like that. And it's not good enough, not after what they've done here and the damage they've caused and how they treated you and left you. Breadcrumbs aren't enough, and they know that, but they still aren't confident enough to approach you in the right way that takes effort, takes persistence, takes dedication. You deserve more than breadcrumbs. And they think, and I think this person does adore you, but it's like they are thinking that you're adored by many, so they're not willing to put their hat in the ring. They know you deserve more than breadcrumbs, basically. So what's blocking them is their resistance to putting in the hard work. All right, so let's get what their perception is of you. What does this person feel towards the collective? This doesn't feel like someone that is ready to come forward. And maybe that's why you're wondering if, because you've got this new person, you've just recently met someone new. So is it because they're saying, hey, this person is so far off their path and so far off learning, being ready to do the work, that we don't want you to be alone, and here's a soulmate for you? That's the questions you're asking yourself. So that could very well be what's happening here. Travel. So there's distance. This person, and that could be part of it too. Part of the hard work that's involved, part of the perseverance and dedication is that they have to travel to you. But they're definitely going over the distance here, and they could also be having memories reoccur of times that you two traveled together, like went on trips together. But they're seeing your name everywhere. And I also see this as baby names because of the pink and the blue, and maybe you two actually had a list of baby names that you two shared together, that you discussed actually, and that's part of the promises that were revoked, that you were supposed to start a family together, or you actually were trying to start a family together, and this all ended. But they believe in your magic. So whatever kind of intuition and third eye stuff that you got, maybe they mocked you for it in the past, but it's something they really believe in now. Your supernatural abilities and your sixth sense to know things. Maybe you called them on things that they didn't admit to at the time, that you were smack bang on about, but they denied. And they really do believe in your intuition now. They just weren't ready to cop to it at the time. Travel. But they have deep emotions here. It's not, they could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, you could be, but there is a lot of emotion around the distance that's here. This person knows that they created distance here, not just physically, but emotionally as well. And I think that they feel deeply for you, but they're not ready to express it because they know it's going to take work. Names. Divine timing. So this person, I mean, if they're believing in your magic, they're believing that there is something to this connection. So they could be trying to trust that in time, you two will be guided back to one another. But they can have all the patience and trust that they want, but until they surrender to doing the work on themselves internally, a reunion isn't going to, even if they were to reach out, because they haven't done the inner work, when they get triggered again, they could abandon you again. And that's what the universe wants them to work on. They need to surrender to the work that needs to be done. Mirroring. So I think that's what your 555. They are going through, I will say though, a lot of those cards in the beginning, they are going through a transition. They do see the lessons, but I think they're resisting doing the work still. But they feel like you two are mirroring, or they're wondering if you miss them, like they miss you. Just want to get two more. How does this person feel towards the collective? Rage flipped over. Their anger issues are an issue here, but they believe you two to have many lives together, all lives together, that you find each other in every lifetime, but that's more water. So there's something around water here. As well with the travel card, there could be memories of wherever you two traveled. Maybe it was to places with a lot of water, like the beach, like somewhere tropical, but they have memories around the water and you as well. But they're deep emotion for you. Water is emotions. And also this could have been happening over the last few months. Not the breakup. I still think the separation's been a long time, but water in tarot is months. So I feel like this person's been going through this transition for a few months now. On the same frequency. So they actually feel like they're hoping that you also believe that you two have shared multiple lifetimes together and are meant to be together. But they're worried that you see them as a big red flag. And you probably are, let's be honest. Especially if there was rage issues and their block is still that they're not willing to do the work yet on themselves. But they're going through an awakening. They've seen you go through an awakening, that's for sure. Let me just confirm red flag. Unexpected. So they might want to surprise you. Let me get one more for that. Finances. So maybe their finances were tied to this connection as well. And maybe they feel like they don't have enough to offer you right now. And that's why they don't want to do the work, because they feel like they're in a bad position. And because there's distance, that could be an issue too, because if their finances aren't the best, then they are wondering how they could even come towards you. But as well, when I see this card too, it could be that their finances were really stable when you two were together. Maybe you helped them save, and then after you, they kind of just pissed their money away. But finances are definitely tied to this, and they think about finances when they think about you. So I think that that's them not knowing how to come in with a stable offer yet. Yeah, addictions. So finances and addictions are tied to this. Wasting their money online, on substances, on drinking, on gambling. Just misuse of finances. And they know it. And that could be as well why they're going over how they were stable financially when they were with you, because since they've just pissed it away. But you got self-love come out after that. So I think this person's actually viewing you as really coming into your own, and you're looking confident, you're looking good, you're looking like, they feel like you've got options as far as suitors. Like you've got, people that want you. So for them, they're just, see, rage is on the bottom. They definitely haven't had an issue with their explosive temper, and they know it's a big red flag. And as well, I think I said before about how you might be someone that's placid, not someone that normally doesn't explode, or it takes a lot for you to actually explode. But being around this person, it started to rub off on you, and you started to react in a way you wouldn't normally because of them. And they might have even projected that onto you, that they don't have anger issues, that only you bring it out in them. But the anger issues were always there. They just always ran away from it and didn't deal with it. And this could also be too, that they are inspired by the way that you are showing up for yourself. I'm seeing that message card that's like, I'm learning how to love myself thanks to you. Runner. They definitely did run from this connection, especially after speaking badly about you to their family and friends and being told to leave you, so they did. And the way they left you was very cold, left you abandoned. And there's distance here, so that then means if they put physical distance between you two and left you feeling abandoned, but they feel like that you're trusting your higher self, and that you have really created a safe, stable home for yourself again. Especially after me just saying, if you had to move away when this ending happened, and they had, I'm just getting this yucky feeling like people didn't give a shit how much it stirred your life up. They just encouraged this person to be very cold towards you and cut you off after you having to, move away and rebuild your life again. They've seen that you've done a lot of healing. And that you too would have had to rebuild your finances. But that they let addictions here really cause problems here. I just want to get one more. Mother wounds. This person knows that they let their mother get in the way here, or someone that is a mother figure to them. And also, this collective could already be a mother, and part of this abandonment and having to leave and travel, like there's distance, you already had a little person that you had to think about, and this person left you cold and abandoned and having to start over when you already had a little person to worry about. Could have lost a job, definitely a home. And the opinions of others are just gross when it comes to that sort of thing. Like, why would you... Anyway, there is mother wounds on both sides, I think. One, because of whatever your situation was, but the advice that they got and the way they spoke about you and their enmeshment with their mother, I just heard. But divine feminine, I think as well, they see that the way that you handle conflict, so say if you were the one that kind of internalized things and you'd be anxious and upset and they were the one that would rage, they feel like that comes from mother wounds. Your tendency to cower and withdraw is how you would cope with conflict. And you'd clam up. That's mother wounding. Mother wounding in them was having, rage blackouts at you because you triggered something in them. But they see you as their divine feminine. And that speaks to, because this reminds me of the Empress too, and she's a mother, very nurturing, very grounded, very empathetic and compassionate. And their memories of you are being very compassionate towards them. This says receptivity. So you were always receptive to them and their flaws, but they did not do the same for you. Or they were someone that just bottled it up, and then their rage would be a problem because they weren't dealing with things in the moment. Because this is someone that always avoids. So they avoid, and then the straw that breaks the camel's back, they would rage at you, and they knew it was wrong, but they blamed you. I'm getting off track. So if you are already a mother, they've seen that mothering side to you. They think you're a beautiful mum. But if you're not, it's just that you were, whether you're a mother or not, either way, you were very nurturing and compassionate with them, and they remember that. And they see you as the divine feminine, as their divine feminine, how warm and loving you were. And they're just not going to get that energy from anyone. If they're seeing you as the divine feminine, it doesn't matter who they try to distract themselves with. No one's going to have that same energy. No one's going to give them that same level of love and care that you did. And they know that. But again, their block is that they don't want to put the hard work in yet. They're avoiding it. And on top of that, having distance. Okay. Healing. All right, what is it? Actually, no, what's next? What's that? Ascending. What's the energy around this person right now, actually? I want to see if there's any kind of movement as far as them doing the work and connecting with you in any kind of way. Caution, find out more information, but don't overwork yourself. That's them looking in. Trying to figure out if you've moved on or if you're with someone else now. And funnily enough, the opening message was that someone new has just come into your life, and it's making you question your connection to this past person. This person's trying to figure out if you've moved on and met someone. Moving. So you did live with this person and you had to move because of it, but this person is at the moment either going through a move, like moving house, or they're going over what they put you through as far as the physical distance. I just heard move in with your mother. Maybe you had to move in with your mother when there was distance, when this was over, sorry. Maybe they live with their mum. But there is definitely something around sharing a home with someone. But I definitely think you two shared a home together. And that could also be that travel was the first card out. So they might even be contemplating traveling towards, like moving towards you, knowing that because they caused the damage before, that they're going to need to make the effort towards you as far as moving, which means they're not ready to take that step yet, because they know that's going to take effort and require them to do hard work. Someone is still figuring themselves out. So there you go. They are trying to figure it all out right now. They're not ready to make any kind of moves because they're still stuck in their mind about it and stuck on how to put the effort in, because this is going to take perseverance. Caution. Yeah, they want your money being used. They think I'm hearing two things for this. One, that perhaps the opinions that they were getting of you were that you were using them, and that you weren't, your heart wasn't with them really, that you were using them, that they were being used by you, and that you were taking advantage of them. But they're definitely going over those opinions that they listened to. They obviously believed it. These people's opinions basically made you out to be the one that was using them for their money. And even though now their finances are a mess, and when they were with you, they were the most stable, but the opinions they were getting was to leave you, and that you were using them, and that your intentions weren't pure, and they chose to believe it and then abandoned you over it. They're definitely going over how they let the opinions of them feeling used affect this connection, but knowing as well that you probably feel used. I said in the beginning, you might have felt used by this person, felt strung along by them. They know. Moving. Give it time. In divine timing, let things flow. So they did get divine timing, patience, trust, surrender. So they could as well be hoping that in time they will be in a position where if they let things flow and they keep maybe slowly but steadily doing the work on themselves, that an opportunity will present itself to be able to move. And that also divine timing needed to be, like, I'm seeing that time and space card where it's like you needed time and space because there was lessons that you both needed to learn in separation. Sexuality. Air signs, so they're really stuck in their head. For that to confirm someone is still figuring themselves out. They could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, you could be, sun, moon, rising, whatever, anywhere in your chart, doesn't matter. Air is weeks, and it's also the mind. So this person's very stuck in their mind, and they're overthinking this situation right now, and that is why they're still trying to figure themselves out. I don't think that they're actively trying to be like, I'm not going to do the work, I'm just going to stay exactly the same. I think they're just overthinking everything and what they've done here, the damage they've caused and the opinions that they listen to. And on top of that, when they're spying on you and they think that you're getting attention and you're doing well, they have no idea that they are on your mind all the time, because you're not going to post that. It's not like you're going to go online and go, I miss my ex every day, and they can see that. All they're seeing is you doing well. And they're very stuck in their mind about whether they even have what it takes to come towards you. And until they get through this overthinking mind and have the confidence to come towards you, they're going to be stuck. Commitment flipped over. Water signs. So again, they have deep emotions for you. The love isn't what's lacking here. It's the motivation to do the work and to put the effort in. They could be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces as well. But you've got 3 different signs here: air, water, and earth. So they're stuck in their mind about it, but the emotions are there. They have deep emotions for you, very deep. But they need to ground themselves in and do the work, do the mental, internal work to be confident enough to come towards you. And that's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I don't mean to be hard on this person, because I actually feel like they are aware now. They're not ignorant anymore and acting oblivious to their bad behavior. I think they know, and I think part of them knows that the opinions that they've got from others are not a reflection of you either. But they're very stuck in their mind about how to express their emotions towards you and how to make any kind of offer, especially because there's distance, and their finances, I think, are a bit of a red flag right now. Actually, we'll get what's coming next then. Palm tree, stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, flexibility. I think that's what you have been working on, especially since this happened, but this person is doing that as well. I think as well, to feel confident to come towards you, they want to feel like they have something stable, something secure before coming towards you. The Grim Reaper, the relationship is over, no second chances, grow and transform your life. Seduction, attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third-party interference. I think this is what you're thinking. This new person that's entered your life that you're talking to, I think you're... I think perhaps it's a situation where, because you're, flirting with this new person and it's something new, you're going over, is it really over with that past person? Is this new person coming in? It's all very flirty. It's something new. Does this mean that this person's here to really help me let go of this old person, that it's really over? Keys on a ring. So feeling strung along by this person, feeling used by this person, and how you had to create, stability in your life again and find, create a stable, secure home for yourself. I think these are the things you go over in your mind. One, if this new person is to help you get over them, the old person. How much third-party interferences got in the way between you and this past person, and how you feel strung along, used by them. And also, how could you still, be holding on to someone that did that to you? Self-indulgence. So under the Grim Reaper, you've really had to focus on yourself and your self-worth. Time to heal, shadow work. You've been doing the hard work on yourself and learning and growing from your shadow. And you've been in a phase now for a little while where you are appreciating yourself and what you have to offer and what you're worth, and that you would never accept that kind of behavior from a partner ever again. Engagement ring and soulmate. So you really did think that this person was your forever person, and this person made promises they couldn't keep. You two may have been trying to start a family, but there was a proposal here, and you really feel like third-party interferences got in the way of this. And that's not to say that there wasn't conflict and the separation needed to happen regardless, but the outside interferences caused this person to abandon the connection instead of working on it and trying to be a better person and fix it, and breaking promises that they had made to you of real long-term commitment. And through that, you've been spending time with friends, trying to do things, keep yourself busy, do the shadow work, really work on yourself, and trying to be happy again. Living in the moment, having fun, trying to be happily single. All right, so let's get the universe's perspective on this. What does the universe say this connection is? Spring, new moon. Yes, spring into action. We're in spring now. New beginnings, fresh excitement, rejuvenate, set goals and intentions, a surprise. So maybe you are going to get an unexpected call or message from this person. Increasing, coming alive, growth, fertile, new cycle. So maybe perhaps a new cycle is about to start with this connection, this past one. But also it could be that this new connection that you've just started with is something that is about to blossom. Number 29 and woman. So perhaps this is the collective I'm speaking to, the feminine, although it probably is, because how this past person views you, they view you as the divine feminine. So they must be the masculine, and I'm speaking to the feminine. Feminine energy, girlfriend, fiance, spouse, love interest with wine. So it feels actually like this person connected to you, it's like you're aging like fine wine. You don't look, I just heard aging like people who don't age well. You're the opposite. You're someone that doesn't look your age. You look good for your age, but you're aging like fine wine. So over the time you two have been separated, you to this person just seem more attractive than ever. You become more beautiful over time, not less. This is developing over time. Flavor, family legacy, the good stuff, finesse, alchemy, transformed, ripening, age as well. Number 7, the lighthouse. This person's been guided back to you, I think. You are their guidance system. So even though everything seems too hard basket right now, they do see you as like the light at the end of the tunnel. But this is about obstacles and plotting a course of action. I think this person's very stuck right now when it comes to that. And perhaps as well, they've had a lot of detours on this journey, and the universe has kept having to send them lessons to get them back onto their path. The number 7, but safe passage, warning, obstacles, navigation, plot a course of action, use tact and diplomacy. And maybe before, in the past, this person, their words, they were very tactless when they would speak to you. Number 10. So is the 29th of October a date? You know how there's April, May and November, all the rest have 31. Yeah, so October, there's 31 days, right? So maybe the 29th of October is the next point of communication. But under this woman, you've got mortar and pestle, which is alchemy and making something else. Medicine, breaking things down, alchemy. You could be making something but just alchemizing the negative energy into something positive for yourself. So whatever it is that you're putting your energy into right now to not just boost your self-esteem, but kind of increase the value you put into your life, your purpose, that is something that you're focused on right now. And you're about to close out a cycle here. Maybe you've been feeling upset about this for a long time, and the tides are about to change, and it's about to feel a lot lighter for you, because all that pain you've been feeling, you've slowly been transmuting it into something better for yourself. Prince of Air, so Gemini, but this is the Lovers, and that's to confirm wine. So this is 4 to 8 weeks during the spring. Another spring card. We're already in spring, so something is going to happen in the springtime as far as this connection is concerned. But also May 22nd to June 21st could have significant dates for you. But this is also about having a conversation. And I think maybe perhaps the way that this person approaches you, they have a lot to say basically. But again, it's about seeing the actions behind the words. Conversations are needed here, but the Lovers is about making a decision. And I think this person is stuck on making a decision with you, but they also know that you have choices, you have options. So when they come forward, what choice are you going to make in regards to this? But 10 on the bottom, 10, you might be seeing 10, 10 a lot. So that means that the universe is opening up a opportunity here. And perhaps they're giving this person an opportunity to spring into action and come towards you. The letter A could be an initial. But 10 is closing a chapter and beginning a new one. Starting again. And this is new beginnings. Deeply committed. Uncommon bonds, family, manifest deepest desires. I think you're both manifesting each other. All in for what you love. And this is about this person not putting in the work and being persevering through the hard work to create this deep bond with you again. reawaken lost hopes. So I think that whatever this communication that comes in, perhaps on the 29th of October or around that, is going to bring fresh excitement to this connection and reawaken your lost hope over them coming back. What is this connection, please? Tracks, number 3, steady forward movement. So slow and steady wins the race. One way, go the distance. And this is also about traveling. So this person going the distance, traveling to you, making the effort, putting the work in here. I think I can. This person just needs to believe in themselves. I think it's the lack of confidence right now around what they have to offer you, or thinking that they're lacking in what they can offer you. And this is the thing with feminines, it's not like the masculines feel like they have to come in with all this money and stability. Yes, stability, but it needs to be, they need to feel confident in leading the way and protecting and providing. It's the feminines don't even, it's like I want them back. I just want them to love me properly. They don't need to be rich. The feminines don't need the masculine to be rich. It's just they need a stable, emotionally available partner. But the masculines, I think, a lot of times get stuck on what they can offer financially because they don't feel confident if they don't have the means to provide. And the letter A again, but number 20. So maybe the 20th of March is a significant date, but Wolverine, fierce, unpredictable, wild, power struggles, assertive, possessive, renegade, fearless, determined, elusive. I think at the moment this person seems elusive to you, but you probably seem elusive to them. But I think that this person is going to be determined to move towards you and make effort here, because that's to confirm tracks, and that's about traveling. And I think this person will get the determination to travel towards you. Maybe, and because it's slow and steady, it's more about it's not like they're going to contact you and straight away move to be with you, but traveling, making quite a few trips to see you and build a connection again and get that trust back and that deep bond back. And over time, make a plan to make, that permanent move, that big commitment to move towards you. And 2, there could be power struggles around this person right now as well. Okay, what is the current energy of this person? Actually, no, let's get messages first. What is it that they would want to say to you? I dream about you constantly. I hate that I have to wake up because it's so beautiful in the 5D. So you are appearing in their dreams. I'm used to getting my way, but you put me in my place. That's that power struggle, feeling like when you challenged them, their anger would come out. But telepathic communication, they might be thinking they're getting messages from you through music, movies, seeing your name around. And they're wondering, does that mean she's thinking of me? Yes, I was cheating. I didn't pick that up, but I mean, you did get third-party interference and keys on a ring, which is about a one-night stand, flirtation, fling. It could even be the way that the people that they were speaking to you about actually had romantic interest in them, but they were pretending to be a friend. And so it's cheating in the sense of they were emotionally cheating on you with someone else by speaking about your connection behind your back to this person. I miss making love to you. I'll do anything just to hold you again. And my finances are a mess. There it is. So they just don't feel like they have anything to offer right now. I've made bad decisions. I'm in the process of turning things around. All right, what else does this collective need to know? And then we'll get a timing card. The only one that flipped over was union and number 4. You are my true love, my heart, my soul. Karmic ties. I've been giving my power away to people in my life. I'm learning to set boundaries so they feel bound by people around them right now. Number 10. I'm afraid you're going to meet someone else before I'm ready to be with you for good. Again, them worrying that you've got other options. Timing and intentions. We need to wait for divine timing. Time is healing our wounds and creating the perfect conditions for our reunion. The 5th of July or the 7th of May, you are in old patterns but can't see it. So perhaps these feelings that are repeating, that you're questioning, why am I still holding on to this person? Are they coming back? Those feelings are repeating for you and they want you to clear it out. And to just trust. Number 9, we have a past life connection, Atlantis. Memories are surfacing either consciously or subconsciously. The 9th of October, that's today, or the 10th of September. The 1st of August or the 8th of January. You're projecting your own fears and limitations onto me. Go within to understand that you are seeing yourself, not me. That's both of you projecting onto one another. Karmic ties again, and this is I've allocated this to be family. Family are keeping them bound right now, and only they can realize that only they can set themselves free. I'm seeing someone that keeps making excuses like they need me, or someone that's like I always have to help them and I'm always the one that comes in to save the day and fix the problems. They feel bound by family right now. And whatever the situation is, they're not happy, but they feel stuck. And only they can free their own mind and realize that they're not actually stuck and they can leave whenever they want. But they feel stuck by these family members and they are giving their power away to these people. They need to set boundaries. Number 5 on the bottom. So 5 is important here because that's the only repeating number. It could be a birthday. Our mission is to be unconditional love. Clearing our programming, their family ties, is a necessary part of opening our hearts. And that also reminds me that this person went to family and spoke not well of you, and their family was the one to not speak well of you either and convince this person to leave. And perhaps that's still something that they're blocked by, caring what their family thinks about you. All right, let's get a timing card and then we'll close this out. I just want to see when you could expect movement from this person. Summer, so December. So a few more months, 3 months. And August is important. What was that? Oh no, that was 5. But August is important. So that could be important dates for your connection as well, or birthdays. But summer, I think the summertime. So that could be December, January, February. All right, closing message for this collective, please. Oh, 2. Distant dreams, so that's because it's not ready yet. The distance calls your heart to roam free. As you dare dream it, so must it be. So just trust. This is something that can happen. It's just you need to trust in it. A distant kiss in the prayer flag. So this is both about distance as well. There is distance between you two, definitely. These are the only 2 distant cards. I wish of all wishes that you were here. Through sunlight and rain, I need you here. That's just like that. I miss making love to you. I would do anything just to hold you again. You miss the embrace of one another and that intimacy. It is going to happen. I do believe it's going to happen. It's just that this person has some issues around doing the work and setting boundaries with their family, and realizing that they can set themselves free whenever they want. So that it's all dependent on their next moves and the action that they take. But just trust, because they're being shown the way. So don't despair. Just try to keep doing what's healthy for you and doing what makes you happy right now.